Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. This is going to be another episode of Reforge Gaming covering the 505 Games live showcase. We went live a little bit early to get ready and to prep. I won't have a Reforge update at the beginning of this video because we don't know what they're showing. I can give you some very quick predictions if you're watching the VOD and you're curious about what you might see. If you like good, safe for work live streams that cover gaming topics as well as gameplay, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button. That way you don't miss these shows. We do them Monday through Friday. If I'm ever not on your front page or like recommended, always check your subscription feed in my channel in case YouTube's doing stuff. Sometimes live streams can be tough to find, so check those two places for my streams. Now, we're hoping to get a glimpse, at least I am, of the Control multiplayer game that has been announced. If you haven't checked out Control, you need to. It's a great game. I'm actually a little disappointed about the fact that they are doing a multiplayer game as opposed to doing a sequel. That is a little disappointing in my mind. It would have been, I think, really great to get an actual sequel. Now, maybe this will help fund a sequel, but if you haven't checked out Control, I strongly recommend it. It's a really good action-adventure game, Metroidvania elements, and so we really encourage people to check that one out. There is also the possibility of seeing Bloodstained Ritual of the Night sequel. That's another project that they are currently working on. At this point, we threw Control on the thumbnail because we just assumed that was going to be where their focus would be and, you know, what they would be sort of focusing on. So I'll show you that there is a premiere going live in 24 minutes. There is a premiere going live in 24 minutes, and we will be covering that. Let's go back to our green circle. This is from radio. There we go. That's more on brand. If you're enjoying the video, be sure to hit like. If you are watching the VOD, you can skip ahead right there. 24 minutes. That shows you how far you need to skip ahead. Everybody in the chat, guys, thanks for being here. We did go live early for live events. We like to be able to kind of ramp up, warm up the chat, kind of get ready and prepare. We are not streaming on TikTok because of that. We thought it would be easier to just do the normal stream here because the guys over on TikTok would not be able to see what we were looking at. And Discord chat still locked. I will fix that. Lockdown end. There we go. Thank you so much for that heads up. Hope you guys are having a great morning. Smash that like button. Do all of the things. Unusual start time. I know. A little bit unusual for us, but since it goes live, since this event goes live right at 9 a.m. Eastern, we didn't want to be like scrambling to like go live like, hey, good morning, and like go right into the event. So we like to have that opportunity to kind of prepare, talk to you guys, get that like button smashed. And just, you know, ask people what they're looking forward to in the 505 showcase. Let me check the description just to see if they say anything about what they might cover. It does not say anything. It just says sign up for more exciting news. And I do have it zoomed in, that way you guys don't have to see all the other stuff. We were going to potentially check out V Rising today. There have been some delays, they're saying, with the early access. I'm a little nervous about trying an early access game the day that it becomes available. And let's see here. Not interested. And tell us why. I don't like the video. I'm going to slowly but surely just start saying anything I see that's Destiny related. Oops, I can't do that. Anything Destiny related, I'm going to just hide for myself, just to see if we can't help that. Yes, we are early this morning. Welcome in, everybody. Go through your morning ritual, switch to live chat, check that like button. Get us into some good numbers because we are covering the 505 Games Showcase that is going live in 22 minutes. It's probably pre-recorded since it is a premiere, but that's good. I actually think premieres tend to run smoother than the actual live streams, at least historically. Control is not on Game Pass, but you can get the Ultimate Edition for like £10. Listen, Control is well worth a playthrough. I'm telling you. Is Control on Game Pass? Somebody already answered you, my friend. If you don't get an answer from me, chat's usually extremely helpful. And Mark of the Dragon gave you an answer extremely quickly there. So usually if you ask a question in this stream, you're going to get a pretty quick answer. So I'm looking forward to something for Control, really. I'm looking forward to something Control, and if you haven't played it, you should. What they did with Control is they basically took all the great parts of Quantum Break and they put it in a new game. Quantum Break didn't do that well. It was sort of a weird game. It was oddly paced. It had like a TV show baked into it. There was just weird decisions surrounding that. And the general consensus was that Quantum Break could have been really, really good. And then they took all those good elements out of the Quantum Break game and they put it into Control. They added Metroidvania elements, meaning that you retread certain rooms, like, oh, hey, suddenly I have a double jump, or, oh, suddenly I can dash forward in the air, things of that nature. And so it gives you that sense of power and map clearing of like, oh, I want to go back to these areas. Because there's something I especially like about the older games that did that, the Metroidvania, the brilliant use of capital, the brilliant use of space, I always think is very, very good. And that's one of the reasons I like Ori and the Blind Forest. I like Hollow Knight. We're still looking forward to Hollow Knight Silksong announcements. And let me update the t-shirt command. Lono is wearing a Rocky shirt from the 80s movie collection over there at 80s Tees, and the shirt command has been updated. You can always use code Lono for 30% off over there. Don't forget, you can also use code Lono in the Epic Games Store. If you like to buy games in the Epic Games Store, periodically they have really, really great deals, a lot of free games. Be sure to use my code. That code's still active. They sent me a payment yesterday. I was very pleased to see that. I was like, oh hey, it's still kicking over there. Yo, Feed, good morning to you. Good to see you. Who's making Alan Wake 2? I believe 505 is, are they not? I don't know if that's one of the ones that they have been put in charge of, but I do know that was one that people are very excited about. I hope Hollow Knight Silksong is at E3. Well, there is no E3, but you got a great replacement. Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest has been announced. I believe it's June 9th through the 12th. And that will be where you hopefully get a Silksong announcement. I am in the same boat as you. I'm looking forward to Silksong very, very much. My thought process is, I don't think video games consider what other games are doing and like, oh, it's a threat, oh, this or that. I don't think that that's the case. But I do think that there is that time where you see a game come out and it largely borrows from what you're doing and it largely takes inspiration. And I believe Ori and the Will-o'-the-Wisps might have potentially pushed back Silksong just a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that like that's a problem or a danger, but I do think Ori and the Will-o'-the-Wisps borrowed so much from Hollow Knight, and it is a very well-known title. They've received lots of awards, lots of credit for how beautiful their game is. And they might have said, hey, let's really bolster our game. Maybe they had some DLC they decided to bake into the game. Maybe they had some mechanics. Maybe they had some level design decisions that they wanted more time to marinate and ruminate over, because Ori and the Will-o'-the-Wisps might have sort of said, maybe people would have said, oh, Silksong's just sort of copying Will-o'-the-Wisps, which would not be fair. As much as I love Ori, you have to give credit where credit is due. Significant amounts of Will-o'-the-Wisps borrowed from Hollow Knight. It's just like almost like cut and paste, which I don't have a problem with. I think that happens in games like this all the time. Fable and Hellblade Avowed. What are you asking about Fable and Hellblade for? Oh, at Summer Games Fest. Yes. Hellblade, definitely. I don't know about Fable. It's still very early for Fable. I know they're building it in the Forza engine, but that's going to be... They're gonna want to hold those cards close to the chest. You know what I'm saying? Duncan, let's not do all caps, man. If everybody did that, it would make chat really obnoxious. If you have $300 you can spend to get a VR headset... Yeah, Butters is really big on VR. You'll pick that up if you hang out here for a couple of days. He loves his VR. He's an evangelist for VR. Guys, let's smash the like button. We did start earlier, so we're going to need to be a little bit scrappy. We're not going to get the normal funnel of people right at the start of the stream like we're typically used to. We usually go live around 9:05, 9:10 or so. That gives people an opportunity to get into the stream and get ready. So make sure you're smashing that like button. Give us our first 100 likes. It's going to be a bit of a slow climb this morning. I guess the live chat is broken. Oh, is YouTube acting up again? I got right in today into live chat. Oh no, I unlocked the channel. Lockdown end. Oh, hang on a second. Permissions. I know how it does it. It goes to permissions, everyone, send messages. Okay, there we go. That should have fixed it. The bot just must not be working. There we go. Okay. I thought you were talking about YouTube. I was like, oh man, YouTube was great for me this morning. It was really fast. I was like, yay, that hopefully we're not having any problems today. And we did fix redirect. Oh, there we go. Alan Wake is being made by Remedy. Okay, yeah, Remedy's a 505. Remedy Entertainment is a 505 company, right? Well, the publisher is Epic. Well, but Remedy is in charge of Control, and isn't Control 505? I don't understand how that works. So what is 505 Games then? Are they a publisher? What are they? 505 Games is an Italian video game publisher based in Milan. So did they did they publish Control but not Alan Wake? So Alan Wake is the original Alan Wake one of their properties, or is that just a Remedy thing? And I'm just thinking that Remedy's under 505 because it looks like Alan Wake 2 will be published by Epic. I'm seeing Control at 60% discount my end in the Xbox store. It's well worth getting. Well worth getting. VR is the vegan of gaming, but after you fully try it, you understand. Yeah, that's a big difference, because once you try vegan, you don't understand how anybody does it, at least in my experience. No offense to vegans. No offense to vegans, man. But good golly. Good golly. I don't know how you do it. I do. I genuinely do. I do not know how you do it. Let's push a short to the shelf this morning. Forgot to do that. I got a couple of them ready. We have been pushing shorts to the shelf every day. They should not hit your notifications. Here is my prediction for Xbox Game Pass and indie games. Xbox Game Pass. I can type, I promise. Shorts. We'll save that. You got to save the monetization before it goes live, or it won't get certified, and then it won't get pushed. You know what I mean, chat? You don't know what I mean. You only know what I mean if you deal with all this nonsense in the background of YouTubey tubes. Early show. We did go live. Why aren't you playing Fall Guys? Oh, man, like clockwork, this guy. We're not playing Fall Guys because Fall Guys hasn't done any kind of an actual update. They announced an update, but there is no actual update. Indie games. And then publish subscriptions to feed. We don't want that. There we go. All right, let's push this one live. These little shorts have been doing work for us. They've been great. Meeting new people, getting subs. It's been really, really cool to see. Little shorts, man. They'll do numbers, especially when we pull good highlights from the show. They seem to be doing really, really well. We appreciate anybody. If you see my shorts in your short feed on the YouTube app, man, make sure that you engage with them. And yes, we're doing an early show because the showcase with 505 goes live in 13 minutes, and we wanted the chance to kind of get up and running and get live beforehand. Sorry, Payday 3 news. You think maybe we'll see Payday 2 and no VR is more of not shutting up about it? No, yeah, we can't stay. Hold on. Remedy here is founded by headquarters. Control was published by 505, but Remedy owns the IP. They also own Alan Wake, Quantum Break, and Max Payne. Okay, so Remedy owns the IPs, even though 505 published. So is 505 publishing the Control multiplayer game, and is 505 going to be handling the sequel, the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night sequel? So if you're just tuning in, the 505 Games live showcase, we will be co-streaming it here. It is a premiere that goes live in 12 minutes. We'll be breaking it down. We also have a second stream scheduled today, and it's about Sony PS Plus throwing down the absolute gauntlet yesterday, and then Reforge Radio we're going to kick off with news about Ubisoft Plus. It's looking like Sony swooped in the middle of the night and snatched it away from Game Pass, and we will be talking about that as well. We got a lot to cover, and we fixed redirect, so we will be able to redirect you to Reforge Radio. We fixed it. YouTube couldn't figure it out. I figured it out, and we have resolved it. It wasn't anybody's fault. Nobody did anything, but we figured out what was causing the issue. Then is the Xbox live stream again. I'm not sure what you mean. The Xbox live stream again? Metroidvanias are the original open worlds. I like that. That's not bad. They are the original open worlds. I think I can get behind that. Let's get 30 more likes. Let's very, very quickly try to get 100 likes in the first portion of the stream before 5:05 goes live. We were hoping to go live and get some momentum. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing very many people waiting for the premiere, so it's a little worrisome that we may have latched on to something that nobody cares about. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, they don't have that many people waiting, which is a little disconcerting. June 12th is the Xbox live stream. We will. Oh, you meant to say when is the Xbox live stream again? Yeah. We will be covering that as well. We'll be covering that. It looks like they did Quantum Break, Agents of Storm, Control, Alan Wake, Death Rally, Alan Wake, Control sequel, Control working title, Max Payne 2 remake, and Vanguard. So it's all that's made by Remedy, but who's the publisher, right? I'd be waiting in the 5:05 stream, but I'm here. Yeah, we're not siphoning off that many people, though. We've only got 136. We were a little concerned about this start time. Creature's like, man, that's so early. West Coast isn't even up yet, but I believe it's because 5:05 is not based in America, so they're not going based off of our typical time zone. They're going based off of their own. Got up and checked the channel. Good to see you're live already. Good morning. Good morning, Gamer Plays. Yeah, we won't be going live this early on a regular basis. We wanted to get out in front of a live event. We think live events are very, very good. They're enjoyable. They're fun to cover, and so we try to cover them as much as we can. And anytime there's a live event that we feel is relevant, like I said, we were a little worried about this one on the start time, given that Central and West Coast aren't even awake yet. But we'll see. What do you believe Xbox will replace Starfield with? It doesn't have anything to replace Starfield with. That's one of the challenges, right? Microsoft's in a really, really tough spot. They're literally increasing. I forget what they even called it. What'd they say? They're increasing bonus payouts or something like that. Like, I think they're worried about people leaving the company. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I genuinely think they are. This guy says the positive is that it won't launch as a broken game. The negative is that there won't be a major Microsoft title this year and have to wait for Starfield. Agreed. This guy leaving a comment on my short about the very thing that you just brought up. Yeah, I think Microsoft is in a tough spot, and I think they're literally throwing money at people so they don't leave. I think that's what they're worried about. I didn't know you were live, but you're on my front page on the mobile top. That's good to hear. That means over the next 10 minutes, hopefully a ton of people roll in here. We can get a strong presence for this premiere. The publishers are on the far right column. Oh, thank you. It chopped it off in Discord when I opened it. So the Control sequel, 5:05 Games, Control working title, 5:05 Games. So we might see some Control today. That's really exciting. My gut told me to put Control on the thumbnail. I was like, I feel like we're going to get some Control. I feel like that's what's going to happen. And sure enough, here we are looking at a potential announcement then if they are the publisher. Again, strong recommendations if you have not played Control to check it out. I'm sure after seeing some stuff today, you might even be more convinced to check it out. 17 more likes for our first 100 likes. If you're just joining us, go through your morning ritual of switching to live chat, smashing that like button as we wait for 7 minutes for the 5:05 Games showcase, which is going to be a premiere and not a live stream. Hopefully it's a good length so we have time to get some people in here. Control 2. Yes, I would love to see information about Control 2. New start time. No, Rudy. I will be continuing to go live typically it's usually around 9:05. It gives people a chance to kind of get in the door and get settled. We schedule it for 9 and then we go live a few minutes after that. We wanted to be up and running before this went live. This thing goes live at 9 o'clock and I didn't want to be scrambling, like going live at 9 and be like, good morning, here's a thing. So we went live a little early today to get ready. Just remember, Xbox is number one. A number one at what exactly? Where do you see them landing a number one placement? Like, what's your scale? Yo, good morning, Kronos. Not to put a damper, but I didn't even get a notification or the front page. I just knew to check. It could be because we went live at an odd time, Fuzzy, because somebody else said I was at the top of their page. So, it's hard to know. Control is one of the best games I've had the pleasure of playing. Who's 505? They are a publisher. They're an Italian publisher. They have published games such as Control. They have also published... What's some of the other stuff they've published? Did they do the first Alan Wake? They did Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. And that's why the early start in their heart. That's right. Phil Spencer saved Xbox from a terrible Xbox One era. Game Pass, Bethesda, and Activision are there. They're just getting started. Oh, so Xbox is number one because they just now entered the race. That's interesting. One of the biggest European publishers recently published a Euden Chronicle Rising. Thank you, Did You Know Gaming. Yeah, I forgot about Euden. I should have put that in the description. It's one of those things where just to be totally honest with you, we Westerners, we Americans, we don't do all that great with this stuff. Like, we're not good. I try my absolute best to not be that cliche, like, Western American guy who is just like, games? So, like, I try to educate myself on other publishers and developers. 505, unfortunately, one of the reasons they're not on my radar is I only enjoyed Control. So a lot of those games, like, I played Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and I was like, this just isn't for me. I looked at the Euden gameplay, and I was like, that's just not for me either. Although... we covered this the other day on Reforge Radio where they talked about how they had just done a remake. No, I'm sorry. Are they doing a remake? And before the remake came out, they did like a side scroller of Euden. It actually looked really, really cool. It looked like it was usually turn-based. I don't know about you guys. I read the words turn-based and I immediately check out. I'm like, no thanks. The only game where I enjoyed turn-based combat was Child of Light, and way back in the day, Super Mario RPG, which I would love for them to make another one of those. But I just can't do the turn-based thing. It's something about it. It's like trying to play an XCOM game. I can't do it. Mario Rabbids, as adorable as it was, I was like, yeah, I'm good. You know what I mean? By the way, Did You Know Gaming? Thanks for stopping by. Gee, I just randomly was like, oh hey, a check mark. Let me check their channel. Holy moly. Holy moly. Very sizable channel. Very nice work. For those of you that might be wandering in here new for the first time, we are usually in this scene. Covering all kinds of gaming topics. We do another show in the afternoon on Reforge Radio that's all about gaming news. This channel, we're usually locked into a particular topic. And so the topic this morning is 505 games. Our second show today here on Reforge Gaming will be about the PS Plus insane amount of content that they have announced. Iuden Chronicle Rising is a side-scrolling action RPG, somewhat a Metroidvania. It's a predecessor to the Kickstarter game Iuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, which is a turn-based game. That's what it was. Thank you. Yeah, we covered that on radio. Rising was looking very cool. I was like, I might want to play this. And then I went and looked at 100 Heroes, and I was like, oh no, it's turn-based. And there was the article we were reading said, like, it's a little strange that they did this approach. That they said, oh, well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to release like this side-scroller action RPG, and it's like the predecessor to like a turn-based. So I want to check out the Iuden Chronicle Rising. Did it already come out? That would be my concern. Our biggest problem here is we're trying to pay attention to so many games. It's literally just me and my producer, and we end up missing games because we also have a channel called Reforge First Looks where we try to review and play games very quickly, like as soon as they come out. And yeah, we missed Iuden Chronicle Rising May the 10th, so 7 days ago. Bummer. We like to play those as soon as possible. Ratchet hitting a 5-month milestone as a member. Morning, what games are 505 making? Right now, the only confirmation we have is a Control. They're a publisher, by the way, not a developer. So they're helping to publish the next Control game, Control multiplayer game, as well as a Bloodstained Ritual of the Night sequel. And what was there another one in that list that we found? No, the Max Payne Alan Vanguard stuff is Rockstar and Remedy. Okay. 505 made the greatest of all time, Ghost Runner. What's this white man? What? What's this Wii stuff? Came out a few days ago, said Did You Know Gaming. Will admit, I completed it and it was rather lackluster. Big fan of the art writing, but the gameplay was very repetitive. One of the biggest challenges, I think, for side-scrollers, for, you know, action games like that, when they try to do side-scroller, I played Salt and Sacrifice, which is the sequel to Salt and Sanctuary, and I was so quickly bored with the combat. It was like hit roll, hit roll, hit roll. It was like, my goodness, like, what is this? You know what I mean? It didn't feel very satisfying. It had I don't know, like you're saying, it had a repetitiousness to it. Trek to Yomi, the parry didn't work, but even if the parry worked, I think Trek to Yomi was in a similar spot. It was like, why on earth would I play this at length? It's just very repetitive combat. I just think the side-scroller makes it tough. You know, I think Ori and the Will of the Wisps pulled off something spectacular with what it did. It just pulled off something spectacular with the weapons and the combat. They did a very, very good job with it. Now, this is a premiere, so nobody freak out. There will be a countdown once this thing suddenly clicks over to live. That's because it's not a live stream, it's a premiere. So please don't strain yourself or hurt yourself with anger or anxiety. Just setting expectations. There will be a countdown. We have no control over that. If you guys want to help us hit a member goal, by the way, we have a pretty nice start to the day, so thanks for being here. We're at like 511 members. We want to hit 600 members before the end of the month, and my wife has to play Elden Ring. Every Friday night is a stream with my wife. They're hilarious. We're drinking. It's a members-only stream. It's super funny. And we really want to make her play Elden Ring because she's talked a lot of smack about how the game doesn't look that hard. So help us do that. We don't even have the gifted member like beta yet, and I think we can hit it without that beta as a matter of pride. So it says it'll begin shortly. Here at 9 a.m. Guys, make sure you're smashing the like button. Make sure you're hitting subscribe as well. We're usually in this scene doing a live talk show, and we're going to continue to break this down. The video may be inappropriate for some users. Yeah? Okay. I'm logged in. What do you mean? I understand. Okay, we're good. We're good. No cause for panic. I told you guys not to panic. Now's the time to panic. Okay. All right, hang on. We'll do this. I'll ease you into the timer music because it's very loud. Okay. I don't know why it paused. This sounds like one of those weird meditation contemplative videos. You know what I mean? Where like you're soaring over like a landscape, you know? Have you found yourself excessively tired lately? Do you often find yourself angry, sad, or happy? Are you existing as a person? If you are, well, we've got just the thing for you. Lono's boiling us like frogs. That's right. But do you really understand? The art reminds me of some kind of low-budget Earthbound. It makes me... if you're talking about this, the artwork here makes me think of the... Why does the audio keep glitching? I really hope that's the intro and not like YouTube. Somebody says this music hits so hard. All right, I'll turn it up in a second. All right, here we go. And I'll do my best not to talk over it. YouTube's having trouble, guys. That's not me, I promise. It's not my internet. There's no way.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever 505 Games Showcase. I'm Patrice Bouidibila, the host of today's show, and I'm a presenter, VJ, and tech fan, but most of all, I'm an avid gamer, and that's why I'm proud to join you and introduce you to some exceptional 505 titles. In this, the first ever showcase in 505's 15-year history, you'll be the first to see exclusive new content from 3 upcoming games 505 has been busy working on. 505 has grown in stature and reputation with titles such as Control, Assetto Corsa, Ghost Runner, Terraria, Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, and Death Stranding's director's cut on PC. And now 505 is thrilled to share a glimpse of its next lineup of games. As you'll see during our event, variety has always been a driving feature behind 505 Games. The company selects and develops games that it believes people will love as much as it does. Niche or mainstream, a small jam of a game, or a huge sandbox title. If 505 sees the love developers put in their games, there's a fair chance 505 will love it too. That mindset has allowed 505 Games to be listed in the top 10 chart of publishers by Metacritic score in 2021, and I think that what you're just about to see today will continue this journey of nurturing talent and publishing the best games possible. Before we get going, remember, at the end of this premiere, you can head over to the official 505 Games Discord channel, where we have a chance to chat with various team members. Ready now? Okay, here we go.
He's great.
Without further ado, let's dive into the first game of today's showcase and have a look at the trailer for the strange and fantastical world of Among the Trolls.
He's great. He's attractive too. He's a good looking dude.
Grandmother explained that every forest, meadow, lake, every kind of place has its own folk. You can keep them happy by sacrificing things they need on their cupstone. I asked Grandmother what happens when the folk are angry. I didn't sleep that night.
Why? Why make trailers like that? Why? Why make a trailer like that? That's nothing.
I wonder what kind of mysteries the forest hides within.
So do I!
The only way to find out is to get lost in the forest among the trolls. Among the Trolls is a first-person survival action adventure, a magical journey set far from civilization, down in the green and isolated depth of the Nordic woods, where fantastic creatures rule over the balance of nature. The name of the game refers to an ancient proverb where a world exists somewhere beyond our own, a world that belongs to trolls and other mystical folk of the forest. And as the title suggests, yes, indeed, trolls are part of the environment you find yourself in and are as native to the world as the hills, rocks, and trees. We've now got the chance to discover more about this uniquely folklore-driven survival adventure from the developers themselves.
Oh, okay.
Forbidden Studios is an indie developer founded in Finland in 2019 by industry veterans who have worked on games such as Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, Fallout 4, and Vampire the Masquerade. Veli Kokkonen is the founder of the company and was one of Unity's original programmers. The knowledge Veli brings has allowed Forbidden Studios to develop and forge its unique approach to programming. Veli will now give you more details about this fabulous journey through Finnish lore.
Hi, I'm Veli Kokkonen, and I work as the game designer and as a technical director on Among the Trolls, and also as the CEO of Forbidden Studios. In addition on designing the game's mechanics and making it fun, I'm also creating the tools that our team uses to build the game, and also developing the rendering technology that allows us to create amazing looking worlds for you to play with your friends. So let's talk about what Among the Trolls actually is as a game, as a team, and while it has trolls included in the name as well. So the play character is a Finnish-American person in their mid-30s, and after their parents had passed away, they want to reconnect with their grandparents who are living in Finland. So the player has traveled from the United States back to his childhood places in Finland to meet their grandparents and visit them. The game starts from the middle of the lake. You're on a rowing boat, the sun is setting down, and you're on your way into your grandparents' place in Finland. and it's been a long time since you last met them, and you haven't been in contact for a really long time. And pretty much not after you moved to the United States with your parents. But now your parents had already passed away. You're in your mid-30s. You're living the busy years. But the life in the city with all the hassle it has gotten into you. And you decided to come back to your childhood places and reconnect with your grandparents. So you're rowing towards your grandparents' cabin that you...
I love indie companies, but they need a marketing department that they probably just can't afford. Like, it's adorable, but at the same time, this is hard.
Crashes down like on your boat and rips everything apart and drags you to the bottom of the lake. Then everything goes dark. You wake up in a weird forest on a shore, place you have never seen before. You can't see the cabin anywhere. You're feverish, you're cold, you're hungry, you're thirsty. It's gotten dark. Only the stars in the sky are lighting up the forest. And this is where the Among the Trolls starts.
Put it down!
Since this is a survival and crafting game, but based on a world where the folklore, the folk beliefs, spirits and creatures around them are real. The normal survival game mechanics can't work the same way because those are usually based on the real world where we are living everyday lives. But what if on that everyday life, this folklore is a crucial part of it, meaning that you need to do offerings, you need to consult the spirits, you need to talk with them, you need to sacrifice. And that's what the Among the Trolls is about. So you can't just go in a forest and start cutting down trees, ripping down like all the natural resources without giving something back. Because when you do that, the forest will go dark and these corrupted creatures start attacking you and ripping you into shreds. And on that point, what you have to do is you have to make amends. You have to create something, you have to get something from somewhere else to give an offering to the spirits to calm them down. And for that we have these cupstones in different areas where you do the sacrificing. And when the spirits has been calmed down, then the forest will clear up. The sun starts shining again. All the life gets back to the forest and into the world. And you can then again continue going. So
he just so calmly was like, they'll rip you to shreds, just like it's terrible.
In the game, as they are part of the core gameplay loop, the building system is modular.
It looks good!
And it allows you to create the cabin of your dreams into the forest. And it also works together in a multiplayer game. So you can build these creations together with your friends.
The game looks good as a survival game.
Crafting things like building up knives, spears, axes. You also have ability to create these familiars that are these magical beings that will help you, and other magical elements as well. During the early access, we are developing these building features and crafting features together with the players to see what could be created inside the game and to give the players the ability to create something of their own. The inspiration for the world and the story of the Among the Trolls started years ago when, together with my friends who were from the university's folklore departments and another group of friends who I met on this ancient crafts, artisan study line, and all the people around that.
I feel really bad for this guy. Did he know this is what they were going to do? I feel like he just sat down and they interviewed him very nonchalantly. Like I feel really bad for him. He seems so nice. This is not the appropriate venue for him.
Our lives would be more about the beliefs of the folklore, and also more of these ancient crafts, like creating something from things around you, from the nature around you. That's what you can make from mud, from sticks, the simple resources that are around us. And that was kind of like the starting point where everything started forming. And through that journey of like learning these things by myself on how to do things and what are in our culture in the past, we came up with this Nordic shamanism and then the shamanistic culture that Finland has had in the past. And it's not that long ago since we still have these sages or tietäjäs as a part of like our like normal everyday life. But through these modern times, we have already kind of like forgotten that and how that whole cycle of the life was going through. So in the game, I wanted to find a way, like in a way like the Studio Ghibli does with their movies, that taking something of the kind of forgotten cultural roots and observe it, but through our like modern day eyes. And they did amazingly with combining the natural with the fantastic magical things, and this is the same thing that we are doing with Among the Trolls. So a lot of people have asked us, are we making the game with Unreal Engine or with Unity Engine? And for many people, surprise, the answer is Unity. And that's because our team has a really vast experience of using Unity in the previous games they have created. And also because I used to work at the Unity Technologies on working on the 2D framework, on some animation tools, lighting tools, different features on the core of the engine. And afterwards, I had an opportunity to work on the Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps, where the engine was really pushed into the limits on what kind of 2D games can be created with it. And now we want to take those learnings and push what kind of 3D games can be made with Unity. And that's something that we are now trying out with Among the Trolls on, can we take the engine and make these beautiful worlds that you have no loading screens, where everything is streamlined, where you have beautiful graphics, where your computers, the CPU and the GPU are both used to the fullest.
I feel so bad. He seems so nice. He seems like such a nice guy. Why would you do this? You're kicking your showcase off with this? It's so long. He seems like such a nice man.
Wide. And finally, we want to thank the community for supporting us from very early development stage of the game. And please follow us on the socials at Among the Trolls to see what we are making right now and where we are going with the game. And please add us to your Steam wishlist. Thank you, everyone.
He seems so nice. He does. He seems like such a nice man. Why'd they do this to this poor man?
Thank you so much to Veli for taking the time out to give us that sneak peek at Among the Trolls. As you saw, the game offers the chance to live a wilderness adventure that begins in the familiar settings of the world we all know, but soon transitions to a dimension of fantasy creatures from distant childhood memories and fairy tales. Among the Trolls promises to be...
It's like they punished us. They showed us that teaser. I was like, why would you do that? You're not showing us anything. They're like, yeah, buckle the fuck up.
So leave all your comfortable modern technology behind you and walk among the trolls for a taste of survival in the woods unlike anything you've played before. The game is set to reach early access on Steam later this year.
You see his little eyebrow raise? I feel better already.
Let's leave the finished forest behind and turn to our second game, Strayblade. Join us on an unforgettable journey and the story of a mysterious valley and its ancient legacy. The environment of Strayblade.
Noble beast, you thought that was nothing. Just you wait. Wait until.
Peace and tranquility to the realm. Surely, our first in video game history. The main character, despite looking like a knight, is an anthropologist from another land, traveling the world on his journey to the Lost Valley of Aqua, where he explores the ancient ruins of a mysterious civilization. On your journey, you'll also be assisted by the mischievous Boji, an enhanced animal companion known as a Chinon wolf, capable of powerful spells that allow both special combat tactics and reviving support for you when combat gets a little too intense. The anthropologist and Boji are well equipped, though the hyper-responsive combat system allows quick reactions and precise attacks to fully control the flow of battle. The creative talent behind Strayblade is the wonderful Point Blank Games, an independent game development studio based in Berlin that develops games for PC and consoles. The core team has been working together for 4 years, and they have grown from 5 people in 2020 to 30 amazingly creative people today. Leonard Kausch, CEO and game director at Point Blank Games, has very kindly offered to guide us through the next gameplay video. So we'll hand over to him now.
Thank you, Insomniac Black, for 2 tips.
Hello everyone, I'm Leonard, game director of Strayblade, and I'm excited to take you to a career today. There are endless rumors and legends surrounding this hidden valley, and many have ventured out to find it, but all have failed. Now you step into the picture, Farron, the first adventurer to discover this magical place. But as you do, you accidentally break a 1,000-year-old spell that has hidden the valley throughout the ages. And if that wasn't enough, this triggers a magical explosion, killing you instantly. Usually this would mean the end, but instead it marks the beginning of your journey. You're revived by Boji, who will be your companion throughout Strayblade, and together with his little wolf, you'll learn of the many consequences your actions had. Most important, leaving Akria is no longer an option. When you destroyed the barrier, fragments of the land pierced your heart, cursing you to stay. So, not being able to return, your best option is to stick with your new companion and explore the lands in search of an answer. Akria is a beautiful but dangerous place. Its different regions all pose their own challenges. Once they were ruled by powerful giants we call the Alessine, a long-gone civilization. When you venture deeper into the valley following the traces left by the Alessine, you will realize that time never stops. Sometimes locations will change. A camp you cleared before could be overrun by wild beasts in the future. As the concealing barrier is now gone, the most powerful human factions have invaded the valley. They want to claim the land and its many mysteries, hoping to use what they find to win an ongoing war outside. None of them will be easy to beat, but in order to stand up against them, we will provide you with many different tools on your journey. Combat in Strayblade is fast, deadly, and a tad brutal for all parties involved. Fortunately, Boji develops together with the player. He will build trust and courage and eventually joins the fight when things are most dire. It is important to us that Boji becomes an integral part of the combat system as we want to capture his supportive nature. He decides on his own when to help you and creates opportunities that you can then capitalize on if you're quick enough. Boji has his own skill tree and gains skill points by finding lost Alessine knowledge scattered throughout the ruins of Akria. With this, he can upgrade his support abilities as well as craft runes, which when applied to your weapons give you an edge in combat. We put a lot of thought into making player progression in Strayblade unique and really support the exploration. Finding a new weapon that isn't better than the one we already have always makes us feel disappointed. So, for Strayblade, we chose the mastery of all weapons as the theme for progression. Every new weapon the player crafts can be mastered, which will unlock new parts of the skill tree. You will have the opportunity to play a lot of different weapons while progressing your character, instead of choosing in the beginning if you want to skill axes or swords and then never be able to switch your playstyle without losing all your progression. We balance that out carefully, so after mastering a new weapon, you can always go back to your favorite combo.
Inhale. This game actually looks really good. To those of you saying it reminds you of Fortnite, do you see what I see now when I say Fortnite could make one of the best MMOs in history?
Besting bosses in Strayblade will reward you with new abilities that you can use in combat for mobility and crowd control. When you use them, the magic elements nearby will react and open up new paths to explore more hidden corners of the map. This makes revisiting locations meaningful by claiming rare loot like LSC weapon blueprints that were unreachable before. It is important to us that this design makes you feel that you are building a connection with the Kriya, understanding the history and the place better and better. I hope I could give you a good glimpse of what Strayblade is all about. I want to thank the community for all the feedback and support. And please join our community Discord for more news and updates. Strayblade will be available in 2023. You can wishlist Strayblade now on Steam, Epic, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. And don't forget to sign up for the PC beta. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Dankeschön, Leonard. And as we all saw, sometimes it's the outsiders who make the world a better place. And I'm looking forward to seeing Farron and Boji unveiling the mystery. As Leonard's video shows, the player's action will directly affect the evolution of the world, regardless of whether the player dies in the process. And as you progress through the game, you'll unlock new challenges and grow in your abilities. With Boji by your side, of course. The single-player action RPG will be available for PC, Xbox Series X, S, and PlayStation 5. And you can add the title to your wishlist now. It is now time to talk about Iuden Chronicle, an IP created by the makers of the award-winning and highly acclaimed Suikoden series. As some of you may already know, this all started as a Kickstarter that quickly became the most backed game project in 2020 and has kept expanding ever since. The core JRPG Iuden Chronicle, 100 Heroes, is expected for 2023, but Iuden Chronicle Rising, its companion game, is a full standalone action RPG experience set to launch May 10th. Being a companion game doesn't affect the depth or quality of Iuden Chronicle Rising, though. With at least 20 hours of gameplay, 3 playable characters, and hundreds of pieces of collectible content. It is also the perfect introduction to the world of Auron, because players can transfer many unlockable items from Rising to 100 Heroes. Although a unique and distinct prelude to 100 Heroes, Rising provides a first taste of the vast and rich world that we can all expect from 100 Heroes. Steven Tarkovsky, community manager of the Iuden Chronicle franchise, will now give us a brief tour around New Nevia, the town you will help reconstruct in Iuden Chronicle Rising.
Greetings, heroes, and welcome to the Euden Chronicle segment in the 505 Games Showcase. My name is Steven Tarkovsky, and I'm the community manager for the Euden Chronicle.
What is this video? Proof of life? It's like he's being held hostage. Look at his posture. He's like, I am alive.
Important town features to help you along the way on your Euden Chronicle Rising adventure. Euden Chronicle Rising is an action RPG developed by Natsume Atari. This is a companion game for the JRPG Euden Chronicle 100 Heroes, which was the #1 backed Kickstarter game of 2020 and developed by Rabbit and Bear Studios. Rising is a prequel to 100 Heroes and offers backstory of many important characters who will be featured in 100 Heroes. Rising is a story revolving around the town of New Nevea. A devastating earthquake destroyed the town, but the earthquake also revealed a quarry filled with valuable treasure. Isha, the acting mayor of New Nevea, has limited access to the quarry only to adventurers who help rebuild the town and assist townsfolk. Stamps are proof that you are helping around New Nevea, and townsfolk will provide you with stamps after you help them. Collecting enough stamps will grant you access to restricted areas, progress the story, and unlock other features. You can check the town bulletin board to see available quests. You can also identify quest opportunities with the blue exclamation point you will occasionally see above townsfolk. You can complete the main campaign of Rising without completing all quests or collecting all stamps. In addition, it is possible to complete the main campaign of Rising without completely upgrading your town and stores. However, upgrading your town has many benefits that will aid you on your journey. For example, you can upgrade the town tavern and unlock many different foods with various buffs. Some of these upgrades can make some challenges far easier, increase rewards, and provide other benefits. Euden Chronicle Rising provides fans of the franchise with the opportunity to take their experience to the next level. You can choose to focus only on the main campaign and learn more about the characters who will be your companions and hunter heroes, or you can also complete all of the side quests to unlock even more surprises that await in the world of Alran. Some shops will sell you powerful items that not only help you in battle, but are required to progress the main campaign. For example, some runes will grant you magical abilities that can remove barriers that prevent you from progressing further into dungeons. Each hero in your party will need to learn how to properly use various kinds of runes and abilities. For optimal results in battle, it can help to synergize your characters with optimal gear and items. By completing various quests, you will upgrade your shops and increase the quality of gear and variety of items available for purchase.
I think my favorite chat contribution, somebody said, this guy's breathing like a mother...
There are many types of shops in Rising. We only covered a few of them today, but make sure you explore and help the townsfolk of New Nevea, because you never know what you might unlock by helping someone.
How exactly does one breathe like a mother...
Thank you for joining us today for this 505 Games showcase preview of Iuden Chronicle Rising. Iuden Chronicle Rising is available on PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, GOG, Epic, and Steam. Iuden Chronicle Rising is also available on Xbox Game Pass.
It's also available in space and on your cell phone. That's every platform in existence. If I was the talent that got hired for this showcase and they mic'd me like that, I would watch this video and be furious. I'm like, you make me sound ridiculous.
Thanks, Stephen, for that. And whilst we're on the roll, let's hear more about both games from the voice of the creators. Rabbit and Bear, developing Iuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, is a group of veteran Suikoden and Castlevania developers, including Yoshitaka Murayama, president, CEO, and studio lead and creator of the Suikoden series of role-playing video games. A very special thanks to Yoshitaka Murayama's son, president and founder, and Junko Kawano, character designer of Rabbit and Bear Studios, for providing this next video.
どうもラビット&ベアスタジオズ代表村山義孝です。100英雄伝ではシナリオライティングとゲームデザインを担当してます。
キャラクターイラストを担当しています川野純子です。
本日はこのビデオをご覧いただきどうもありがとうございます。100英雄伝のスピンオフ作品100英雄伝ライジングが5月11日すべてのプラットフォームで発売予定です。100英雄伝ライジングは100英雄伝と世界観を同じにするアクション RPG です。こちら時代的には100英雄伝よりもちょっとだけ前のストーリー、ある街の、ストーリーになっております。開発は夏目あたり、そしてストーリーは僕が昔からよく知る里見正にお願いしてとてもいいものが仕上がっております。こちら、プレイしてもらえると100英雄伝本編でもちょっとにやりとできるような要素なんかが入ってくるかなと 思います。
百英雄伝ライジングの3人の主人公 CJ
Yeah, guys, there's closed caption at the bottom. They just did a really bad job with the contrast. Whoever was in charge of that, that's not very visible.
あると思います。それとは逆に百英雄伝本編に登場する何人かのキャラクターがその前のお話である百英雄伝ライジングの方でも、町おこしにいろいろこう関わってきたり、ちょっと違う側面が見えてきたりっていうところも楽しみにしていただけるといいかなと思います。
はい。
Those are not frame drops. That's the Premiere having trouble. It's not the gameplay. I'm even hearing audio skips. It's YouTube. No, this is not turn-based. Chronicle Rising is not turn-based. Euden Chronicle 100 Heroes is turn-based. They're two different games. They're about as adorable as it gets.
And Akawano-san. I personally can't wait to play 100 Heroes. In the meantime, though, be sure to check out the wonderfully stylized and brilliant prelude Iuden Chronicle Rising on PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, or Nintendo Switch. And that was our 505 Games showcase. We've traveled through the worlds of 3 new great games, met some interesting characters, and I hope you are as excited as I am about seeing how their journeys unfold. Before we wrap up, though, we wanted to share one last thing with you. We've not spoken about this game before, so this is a world first, and we are so happy that you are the first to see it. From the Bearded Ladies, the acclaimed studio who brought you Mutant Year Zero, we are thrilled to give you a sneak peek of their next project. This is a small sample of Miasma Chronicles.
Bruh.
I can do this.
JRPG.
I can do this.
I can do this. JRPG. I can hear it in the breathing.
Remember your training. Keep her straight. Keep her level. It's working.
It's working!
Let's see the other side. We're doing it, Diggs. We're doing it. You sure? And just keep that mind blank, little brother. Damn it! Mama gave me this glove for a reason. As long as she's on the other side of this wall, we'll find her, little brother. We'll find her.
Thank you for joining this event. Both 505 Games and I sincerely appreciate you taking time out to be with us. We appreciate that you're all busy too, so please accept our warmest thanks for being with us and allowing us to share with you 4 games we've fallen in love with. Remember to stay tuned to 505 Games social channels and keep checking the 505games.com website to discover everything we have coming up. And if you are an independent content creator, also consider applying to the 505 Games Creator Circle program. It's a dedicated space for you to get additional sneak peeks at our new games, and you can find more information on 505games.com within the community section. To find out more about the games you saw today, head on over to the official 505 Games Discord right now, where you can chat with various team members. So thank you so much, everyone. It's been a privilege to be with you, and I had a lot of fun being your host. And I'm looking forward to see you again at the next 505 Games event. Thank you. Merci. Danke. Grazie.
I liked him. I thought he was great. Whoever mic'd him, I don't know. I think they put the mic in his esophagus. Here's the thing. The thing we have to consider. We have to consider something as Westerners. Okay, we have to own the fact that some of these franchises and games mean like nothing to us, and they could just be absolutely monumental in other regions. So 505 being Italian based, that could have been great for them, but because my excuse me, my first question is, why would you get our attention for that? Right? Why would you get our attention, get everybody's attention and get everybody together for that. It just seems so inconsequential. The games may be really, really, big outside of here. What was the expectation? I don't know what's going on with Control. What's going on with Control multiplayer game? That was what I was thinking. We literally put that on the thumbnail, thinking, oh man, they've got to have some news about Control. You got everybody's attention for just really weird presentations. I'm just not really sure what was that meant to do. These kinds of showcases do absolutely nothing without the presence of big anticipated titles, like a Control sequel. Yeah, even just a Control teaser, even just a glimpse at Control multiplayer. I don't know. I don't, it'll get bad press. Yeah, it seemed like an odd thing to get everybody's attention for. I don't even feel like, hang on, let me see, when's the last time they did one of these? And why was it inappropriate for some viewers? That probably killed viewership for it. The last time they did like a showcase like this, they did a Q&A with Kojima, the Death Stranding thing. I'm trying to scroll down here and look. They don't do these very often. That's what's so confusing. I'm looking back through their log here. I'm not seeing them consistently going live like this or doing a premiere. It seems like such an odd choice. They opened it with mentioning Terraria, Control, Death Stranding on PC, Bloodstained, showed 4 games, one of which is already out, and one of which had no gameplay. Right, that was the other thing. The opening trailer was like, look at all these amazing titles that we worked on, and then they didn't do anything with it. They didn't say anything. I don't know. It's confusing and yet makes a lot of sense now. I don't understand why you would get everybody's attention for that. Would just release trailers. I just went to their page, their YouTube channel. Loving the haircut. Thank you. Somebody else noticed it. I just went to their page. They release trailers all the time. I don't know why you wouldn't just release trailers. I don't get it. You could have just released trailers. You could have released those as individual things. It seems odd to be like, you hired that guy, you recorded all of that entire presser, and mic'd him. I don't even know how you mic somebody like that. He wasn't even wearing a lapel that I could see. They must have had just like one of those like shotgun mics just pointed right at his mouth. Who cares? It was a 30-minute clip. YouTubers do those on the daily. It's not about it. It's about why did you... They got everybody's attention. They announced this. They said, oh, we're doing this big showcase. We're doing this premiere, whatever. And I just... Why wouldn't you just upload that as a normal video or something? Or just, again, separate them and break them out. Yeah, they were live on Purple. They were live everywhere. Because they can. In general, Red Rocket, I'm not trying to be too hard on them. No stream on TikTok today, Hank, because we were watching something. It would have been a terrible stream. I just sat here. I sat here for most of it, and we poked fun of it for a little bit. Listen, I don't want to be too hard on them, but if you're going to get everybody's attention and say you're doing a showcase, you need to have something to show other than just a couple of trailers or interviews with game devs. Look, let me show you. I don't think I'm being unfair here. Let me show you. Okay, look at their videos here. Okay, I'm gonna have to unzoom out. Give me a second here. There we go. So look, they do this. They upload trailers all the time. 7 days ago, a trailer for this. It looks like, yeah, they did a celebration of Control, where they just talked about the game, a Terraria trailer. Rogue Spirit is actually a really good little rogue game. It's surprisingly fun. You should definitely check it out if you like third-person melee-driven combat and rogues. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, Child of Light, gameplay trailer. Are they doing a... Wait, what? They're doing a combo of those two games? I loved Child of Light. What is this? But that's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't you just do that? Do you know what I mean? Just release it as a trailer. So what they do? Did they put her in to Bloodstained as like a mod? Because I didn't like Bloodstained, but this looks a lot more fluid. When I tried to play Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, it just felt super rigid and awful. So it looks like they put her in the game just for fun. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. No, it's got her characters in it. It's got her buds. Oh, Child of Light got her character put into Bloodstained. Oh, okay. I just don't understand why they got everybody's attention for a showcase. You could have just done what you've been doing. You look, you get good viewership, reasonable viewership, a 48,000 sub channel, right? And you get reasonable viewership on your vids. You just got 4,000 views on a 35-minute premiere that everybody was probably kind of annoyed with. Like, what'd you get our attention for, for this? Mia, this game needs work. Animations are so stiff. Yeah, the Miyasama Chronicles did not. It didn't look good to me. It looked really, really rigid. Now that Stray Blade game I thought looked really good personally. I really did. We'll discuss this for a little bit. We may have to almost immediately go to our next show. I don't know if we're going to be able to get V Rising installed either to show that off, because I got everything ready just in case we ran out of time, and V Rising is apparently having trouble turning on their game for early access. I think they got a ton of attention from big YouTubers. I don't know if we can stretch this. Bad PR move, gotta be honest. Yeah, if you just release the trailers, then it's gonna hit people that care about them. Think about it like Euden Chronicle, stuff going on with Stray Blade, because you've already announced Stray Blade. There was a trailer and a beta registration video a month ago on their channel. It was like, I don't understand. You could have literally just pushed out a couple of videos, and that could have been the end of it. Generally speaking, for showcases, if you're going to get my attention, if you're going to get the public's attention and draw us all together to watch something, you have to have something to show. You know what I mean? I'm speaking as a YouTuber a little bit. It's like we got everything ready. We were really excited. We love covering live events. And then we covered the event, and it was essentially just a couple of videos that felt completely unnecessary. The Fury Onimusha DLC dropped today. I don't know if we could maybe just show that off. That might not do as well though, because we may just end up going early everywhere. We might just have to go early everywhere, to be quite honest. Because we're gonna run out of steam real quick. So let me get the next stream set up. The next stream is gonna be a banger. Honestly, the next stream is gonna be a banger. We've got a great topic for you, and we fixed redirect, so we'll be able to take you to radio later this afternoon as well. We've got PS Plus news announcing. I didn't type my rundown. I guess I can haphazardly type my rundown with you guys. I knew I forgot to do something this morning, and that's what it was. I forgot we were going live early, and I frantically scheduled the first stream so that we could cover the live event, and I failed to schedule. I'm sorry, I didn't fail to schedule. I failed to type up my rundown for this morning. There's big news coming out of PS Plus, and a ton of titles, not to mention what's going on with the UB Classics, looking like just an insane amount of content. We could always do the update separate and later, I suppose. We might have to do that. I was like, we usually don't go live at 8:30, and all of a sudden I sat in the chair and I was like, oh no, shoot! Like I went to download the thumbnail on my hard drive so I could use it to schedule, and I was like, oh my gosh, like we're in trouble. I didn't get everything ready. It's always a gut punch as a YouTuber to watch a live showcase like that, where I honestly believe I could put it together better, and a bunch of people got paid for that, and then and that's just me alone. Oh yeah, I mean the thing is, as a live host, as someone who I've been main stage E3 interviewing developers. I've hosted podcasts for many years. I've been on podcasts. I thought he was a great host. I thought the talent was totally fine. But if I was him, I would be so aggravated. I would be like, number one, I can't believe you mic'd me like that. And then you get everybody's attention for this showcase that just seems just utterly not necessary. I don't want to be so American that we ignore the fact that there could be regions and demographics that really are excited about that. I don't want to be so geocentric that we forget that there's other regions in the world and people that might really, really care about those games that they showed. But my goodness, just did not seem like a worthy coverage. Yeah, the guy deserves no flack. Yeah, he did totally fine. As somebody that's been in those environments, it's like I thought he did exactly what was necessary. They blew up expectations and scheduled programming around the big thing, and now it's meh. I see what Lono is saying. Right, like if you're just uploading videos, that's totally fine. A showcase is meant to be like, hey, we got a big announcement. We've got something big to talk about. That's what you should be doing. Especially, listen, I don't want to act like they should have known this, but I kind of think they should have. We're going into the summer. And everybody knows the summer is when you're going to be doing your big live events. IGN's doing a big live event. Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest. So if you're going to be doing any showcases in and around the summer, people are expecting something pretty sizable. I don't know. I need the Sony blog that talked about all the new titles. Sony PS Plus news. Let me see if I can find it just by going to Google. That's too old. 1 day ago, PlayStation Plus relaunched games lineup. Do they have a link? Sony has announced the initial lineup. Yes, this is yesterday. All new PlayStation Plus games and monthly games. Alien. Oh my gosh. Yep, we got it. Holy frick, this list is just insane. It's absolutely insane. Italian's Vacation in the summer. Who was that guy anyway? Seemed familiar. I don't know if he's hosted other events or not. I don't know if he's hosted other events or not. But yeah, he did seem kind of familiar. I'm so ready. Yeah, let me set up, let me make sure redirect is good to go. We just need to hop to the next show. I hate to do this to you guys. But the 505 showcase, there's no meat here. There's nothing for us to talk about or do a debrief. If you've never been here before, typically when we cover a live event, we do a big debrief at the end. And when we do that, it ends up being a really great discussion. Sadly, there is just not a whole lot for us to comb over. And we will be now switching. I've got a really PS Plus. Let's see. PS Plus huge news. 85. All right. Oops. 85 plus AAA games will be on the PS Plus subscription. So we're gonna obviously duke it out maybe with the Xbox guys. This is a huge one. Everybody was sort of decrying PS Plus, saying that it was worthless, and they are coming out absolutely swinging. And PlayStation Plus tweet. I'm sending out the tweets and the notifications right now. We will not be able to do a Reforge update at the beginning of this video. I'm just going to have to kind of wing it. Screw it. We'll do it live. Quote tweet. A huge lineup already for PS Plus. Let's break it down. Okay, send that tweet. And then announcements in the Discord. Spider-Man director John Watts is confirmed to be developing a Star Wars series set after Return of the Jedi. It's described as a galactic version of classic Amblin coming-of-age adventure film. Okay. Probably have to mute it if you use it. I'm just going to use their blog. I've got their blog pulled up right here. Hang on. Let's do this. Yeah, I've got this pulled up right here. We'll just probably launch into just reading it right at the beginning of the video. It'll be more of a blog read than a Reforge update. I think that will work. Just in case redirect doesn't work. We did fix redirect for radio. Very excited to have that feature fixed. There's a link in chat just in case redirect does not work. We are leaving this stream behind and going into a new one. Here on Reforge Gaming, we do multiple streams a day because it makes the VODs very consumable, and this ship has run its course. So we're getting ready to shift to a PS Plus news, 85 plus titles coming to the PS Plus lineup. Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. This is going to be another episode of Reforge Gaming, and we've got a huge one for you in this. It's also related to a Reforge radio episode I'll be doing later today. Here at Reforge Gaming, we're focused on topics. Reforge Radio is a little bit more news-oriented. You'll get a lot of news coverage, but the Ubisoft Plus is where we're going to be covering that. We'll be covering that over there, but I wanted to cover the PlayStation Plus game lineup is absolutely massive. 85-plus AAA titles by the end of 2022. This does include the Ubisoft Classics relationship that is forming. What does that mean for Game Pass and Ubisoft Plus? I've got the Sony blog right here, ready to go. I'm going to comb through this with you right here at the beginning of the stream so you don't have to fast forward or anything. I'm going to use redirect